You know, right now, many Memphians are waking up. See, they're not becoming sheeple. They're having democratic events down there with good intentions now, but they presenting and collaborating with the wrong type of people. They're having a democratic event down there, but they are inviting a Democratic Republican. That's Anthony Buckner. See, because they figure you ain't going. Some people in Memphis and some people even around this country feel like you don't do your homework. See, they say black folks don't read. We don't read. We don't do our research. We don't, but it's becoming popular that a lot of people don't read, don't do their research. They go by name, they go by friendship, and when electing somebody, only to find out that that person is not who they say they are. Now, yesterday, there's a candidate that says that they were running against an incumbent Democrat, Steve Cohen. We're going to talk about that. See, Steve Cohen, y'all think Steve Cohen is who he is, but I'm going to tell you, it's a side of Steve Cohen that y'all need to know. See, Steve Cohen and Randy Wade was like this. They were like this. They were like that. And Steve Cohen, that's how he ran. He was able to run and win for Congress. It was Randy Wade. Randy Wade ran his office, the Memphis office. You know, Randy Wade kept ties to the black community. And see, you know, when I was going through that Memphis like gas and water thing, y'all remember when I got that $1,400 light bill for that 1 month? In Memphis, like in Jerry Collins wasn't trying to fix it. No, they didn't. No, I was black. I better pay that bill, regardless if it was wrong. See, but y'all don't know how Congress works. See, Congress is the purse of the United States. Congress is the one that do the investigation. They are the ones that, the main ones that start when people have to go and be appointed to those positions. They're the first thing. They can deny it or whatever, but if they approve it, it goes to the Senate, then the Senate approve it, and then they become approved. So Congress and they, you know, the House been doing a lot of stuff. You know, they can subpoena people, the judiciary, the ethics, they can subpoena people to testify about their behavior. You know, if you've been looking at the news, you've been seeing that it's been going on for a while. They doing Pam Bundy, they doing Cash Patel. That's how the Senate works. The Senate can also, the House can also investigate federal judges. Yes, federal judges can be impeached just like the president. They have impeached federal judges for various things, but you don't hear about them. They have sanctioned federal judges. See, state judges are different than federal judges, you know, and federal judges are lifelong appointments, so they have to be impeached or censured. That goes through Congress. So, you know, when I got my, you know, the strangest thing about me, Randy Wade, and Steve Cohen and Memphis Like Gas and Water was that I was fighting them, and I was doing my diligence. I was showing that Memphis Like Gas and Water was a monopoly. They was doing illegal stuff. They was harming people, you know, denying people. They were putting different amounts. They wasn't reading the meters. I was doing all of this stuff. Because I wasn't thinking about me. I was thinking about the people of Memphis. So, you know, I had a judge named John Folks, black man, black judge. And he was siding along with it. Apparently, he liked Memphis Like Gas and Water. Maybe he got stock in there. Y'all don't know that some judges have stock. Yes, some judges that have stock. The appellate court and the lower court, they can have stock in companies, but they have to disclose it. But they don't have to if you don't know the law. So anyway, so maybe John Folks got stock in Memphis Like Gas and Water. So anyway, make a long story even funnier, I gathered up my information and I found out that Steve Cohen was over the House Judiciary. See, I had been calling other congressmen to make sure one congressman told me step by step what to do. So when I called my congressman, I knew how to do it, and I did. I called Steve Cohen. I wrote him a letter, and I submitted my evidence and stuff and asked him what he do an inquiry. Not an investigation, but an inquiry. That was his office. I gave it to Randy Wade. Randy said he was going to call me. He was going to do all of this and stuff. He said, but he couldn't do anything unless he got permission from Steve Cohen. Didn't hear nothing back. We came back. Randy called me and told me Steve Cohen said he couldn't do it. It was that ain't what the congressman does. See, I remember when Harold Ford, if I had did that to Harold Ford, I believe Harold Ford would have did an inquiry. Because they did an inquiry on a lot of things that was going wrong in Memphis. But Steve had kind of toned down what he would do for Memphis, what he would do for his people. So, which is predominantly black. So then, I kept in touch with Randy, and I told Randy, and how Steve, brought it out. He told me, maybe you need to go to legal aid. You see, that's the weak ass shit that he would say, because you got to think about it. Now, let's go back. Remember when Jim Jones had shipped all them folks to Guyana, and that Congressman Lee Ryan went there, and he went to Guyana because he was investigating on what his constituents says. He went to another country. But ain't that something? But Memphis Congressman Steve Cohen couldn't even go and ask an inquiry about a federal judge. See, he don't want to get into something that make him work for his position. So, yeah, like I said, anyway, years later, not that long later, Randy Wade got in a position. Randy Wade got, the federal government was looking at Randy Wade. Oh, my goodness. Why was the federal government looking at Randy Wade? He came from the sheriff department to federal government. I couldn't understand it. Well, it turns out that Steve Cohen was endorsing somebody and Randy Wade was endorsing somebody else. Steve Cohen didn't like that. No, he didn't like that. Didn't like it at all. He didn't like it at all. See, Steve Cohen is petty, because I used to be his Facebook friend, and we used to have these arguments all over. As more as I talked about him, the more he was quick to respond. Ain't that something? He's a congressman, and he was petty with it when he did it, so I had to get petty with him when I responded. But anyway, turns out that Steve Cohen got mad because Randy Wade had started endorsing somebody other than what he wanted to endorse. He couldn't have that. He got mad. He turned Randy in. Randy got investigated. They didn't do anything to him because they couldn't find anything. Because if they had did, then they would have probably trailed it back to Steve Cohen, because he was working under Steve Cohen's office, doing what Steve Cohen told him to do. Ooh, yes. So then, after he did that, Randy just said, you know what? Bump this and retired. Last time I checked, Randy was trying to catch the big fish somewhere and smiling like a bird. Now, you say, well, okay, well, what have Steve Cohen introduced? Now, wait a minute now. You said, Samantha, you just can't be saying that and just be saying that. Well, let's see. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, I was checking to see what Steve Cohen was saying when it came out that Trump is sending the National Guard to Memphis. Now, Steve Cohen could have said, no, you know what? Let me get with the city and the state, and we finna find out what we can do to override the state governor. But he been quiet. Ain't that right, birds? They know it. He been quiet. So what is going on is that all this stuff is going on, and you haven't heard two peeps out of Steve Cohen. Where is that Steve Cohen in the fight? See, right about now, experience, you need to shake shit up. Because see, right now, it ain't the experience that you looking for. It's the fight that y'all need right now. Y'all need fighters. Y'all need folks to go in there and fight for you like Jasmine Crockett. See, you want a Jasmine Crockett. She fighting. She fighting. She know the mission. She know the cause. Now I'm going to keep it real with y'all. You know, he ain't got too much shit to lose. They ain't really going to come after him. They going to come after you. Now everybody saying, well, Samantha, you making this racial. Yeah, right about now, it needs to be racial. It needs to be so racial that black folks need to stop and wake up and start shaking shit up. You know, look at it. You know, okay, you got crime away from there, but right now they test driving everything they can on black folks and Hispanics so they can go ahead and reel them out. And you saying y'all happy now and smiling now, but y'all got to realize that old bastard got 3 and some change years left on all the shit he gonna do. And if we don't win in midterm election, I guarantee you, we are under a communist party right about now. We are gonna become just like Russia. Russia is a communist country. They gonna start killing us on our not only on our race. See, it's finna be a war crime on our race, on our sexuality, and on our affiliation with a party. Yeah. Oh, y'all trying to escape the rapture. Yeah, no. Even God knows that. Y'all can sit here and, But yeah. So how do you shake shit up? See, I'm gonna tell you something. See, when I was fighting and he could have got John, what's his name, Folks. He could have changed that if he had did what he did. Maybe Memphis will have a better utility company, a secondary utility company. But see, that's how they use the utility company to get more money out of you, because it ain't too many people living in Memphis, and those who are living, half of y'all are under poverty. That's why he trying to tax the ones that got the nice houses, the nice cars, that everything is up, because they figured if they can't get it from the poor, they can get it from the working class. That's why folks down in Memphis are so angry. They mad. Last time I was down there, this girl was, she said good morning. I guess that was part of her job, but the way she said it like I had owed her money. I went to a Dollar Tree and they were locking the doors, only letting 5 customers in because they said they were stealing. Y'all got y'all police chief. I believe now she's so happy because the crime, she got hit with crime. She's so delusional, thinking that this racist man is gonna help her with her newfound city. Y'all forgot that when she first got down there, not only did her house get robbed, but her car got robbed too, and they stole her pistol. I wonder did they find her pistol. But anyway, so now we got Justin Pearson, the Tennessee 3, who they kicked out of the legislative, had a special election, and then they got voted right back in. He's a hungry fighter. That's what y'all need now. Y'all need a hungry fighter. See, that's just like how Harold Ford was remember when Harold Ford, y'all don't remember, but back in the 70s, Harold Ford, a senior, ran for Congress. And he was running up against this white man. And they were saying that he was losing. And he ended up going down to the election commission and went in their basement and found all them ballots that was down there for him. That was so they was fixing it to make him lose. And he found it and he ended up winning. In fact, he had to redo that same mess when they tried to do it on Harrington. They tried to do it on Harrington, the first black mayor. So my question to you is that, you know what? I understand that, you know what, I got friends. I do. I do. My friends tell me the truth. But I'm going to tell you something. You know, it's time. Don't take this election personal. It's time to shake shit up. It's time for folks to shit or get off the pot, as they say. You sitting up here and y'all paying $100, and now this guy told me y'all paying he paid $180 per car. Y'all got insurance and stuff. If y'all could barely make it, y'all got to do all of this, you know, and other parts of Tennessee is not struggling that bad. Yeah, it's time to get rid of some bitches right about now. It's time to get rid of them. It's time to, you know, I don't know where they going, but they don't need to be there. You got to stand in a long line, take off of work to stand in a long line to get your tags, to get your driver's license, to sit there, you know, driver's license, but your tags, and you got to sit there, they closing up early, you can't even go on your lunch break. Yeah, you may want to start considering stuff like that. See, you know, y'all got so used to being, laying down and being, how should I say this? Y'all got so used to being disappointed, it becomes the norm now. But I promise you, if you move over other parts of Tennessee, you gonna come back, you ain't gonna want that kind of mess. You ain't gonna want that. I ain't gonna wanna shoot. First thing I'm gonna do is I gotta get rid of Wanda. If I move back to Memphis and I got to stand in a long-ass line and take off all day just to get my tags, Wanda ain't going to be there too much longer. I'm going to go after Wanda surety bond because she going to have to owe me. If I'm sitting up here and I'm paying all these taxes on my utility bill, yeah, I probably will come back and sue the shit out of Memphis like gas and water. But if I got to come there and I'm paying high property taxes, high this, high that, and y'all, they saying that they got money. Wait a minute now. They got money to buy the Sheraton Hotel, but ain't got no money for the police department. No money to fight crime, to hire police. Come on now, y'all, come on now. It shouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. You know, most of your federal dollars come from your dollars come from federal dollars. And it's okay if you want a congressman, because see, here we need to change that too. But if you want a congressman that won't just to sit there and every now and then he get up and say something, then that you stick with it. You stick with it, and don't be expecting a miracle from a turd. But right now, it's time to shake shit up. I think Justin Pearson will be a damn good congressman. He young, he hungry, he fighting, and if he stay on that course, he could be just as great as Ted Kennedy. Oh, Ted Kennedy did some mess in there, don't get me wrong, but he stood up for his constituents. Y'all need somebody that's not sitting up here trying to collect a paycheck or trying to keep a pension, and you know, because the Congress, they keep their pension. Y'all finna lose y'all. You need somebody that's gonna fight and make a difference in the community. You need somebody that's gonna fight like it used to be, where Memphis blacks had a voice. Whether we were collective or not, we had a voice. And we made a change in Memphis. And we lived like we lived in every other part of Tennessee. It's time, Democrats, whether you are conservative or individual, it's time we stop sitting here letting shit just go on and not say anything, or go on because they are friends and our family, or we knew them, or we work with them. I don't give a rat's ass. If he ain't in there doing a job that needs to be done, he can go get a regular job just like somebody else. Maybe if he find, maybe if some of these elected officials found out that how hard it is to get a job, you know, today, maybe they'll stay in there and try to fight for something. Instead of thinking that they you know what, you're going to always elect them. One thing I can say about Touche is that he have block parties. He represent his people well. But I think you making a mistake. You and Londa making a mistake having Anthony Buckner on there, because Anthony Buckner is not a Democrat. He's a Republican running a Democrat, and we should be tired of that. Y'all need to start looking at all these slips and sheets and stuff, because I'm gonna tell you something. We are in a communist country right now. We are fighting because we are in a communist country. And if we don't sit here and take this shit seriously, and especially these special elections and the elections that's coming up in November, I guarantee you, none of y'all won't have no damn seat. None of y'all. Because he going to get rid of state government and do it the way he want to do it. It's time to shit and get off the pot. Time to wipe and get up. Which one you gonna do?